Fan, short for fanatic, is the one who's screaming their lungs out in sub-0 degree temperatures, still believing when the chips are down, and never, ever giving up on their teams or their players. From the closest seat to the worst one, we want to meet you all. This is the American Fan.
What's going on, sports fans? It's your boy Josh Williams back again with another episode of the American Fan 365 podcast. I am, of course, joined by Miss Rosine Frangie. I haven't even really looked at you in the face today. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing very well, sir. And yourself?
I'm all right.
How was your Easter weekend?
Easter was good. You know, got some things done. You know, can't complain. No
Georgie, how's your Easter?
It was phenomenal. I got to spend time with the family. So
I saw the little whose little baby girl was that?
That's my niece and nephew.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I saw a little baby girl. I was like, I don't know who baby that is, but she's cute.
I was like, do you guys see what happened to me? I lost $1,000 today. They're like, it's okay. It's Easter. I'm like, Is it?
Thank you for bringing that back
God didn't come back.
Like George and I literally
Jesus died for your gambling wages.
Listen,
obviously Brooks forgot to pay or pray.
Brooks fell up. We'll talk about it, but he fell apart, and George and I looked like literal geniuses because it was like, oh yeah, that's a great buy. Like, let's buy that one. We paid, and Brooks went wire to wire and fell apart on a Sunday afternoon. It was a sad bit
like
of business.
the song. Lighter shade of brown.
It was not easy like a Sunday morning, I'll say that. But just to jump into a few things to begin, I haven't said this to either co-host, George in the back or Miss Rowe in the front.
The
front row, yes. We are coming up on our first year. You know, I was looking back at what the first year of the American Fan was, what our first post was. Actually, our first post, I ended up having to take it down. It was with Jenks. It was with Parlay P. And I became the feds and said a little bit too much about his whereabouts, and we had to take it down. That first video did like 15,000 views in like 2-3 hours. And I was like, this finna be a breeze. And then the next post was like 12 views. I was like, son of a...
So it's safe to say that espionage will not be part of your life plan.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah.
Smooth.
It was it was not smooth is what it was. But I think this summer, you know, I'll be moving, Ro will be taking some trips too. I would like to start doing a fan of the year. You know, every time we go, you know, when I've done some events, you went to some football games, I'm going to go to some baseball games again this summer. I want to interview and, you know, I'll have a fan of the day.
Oh, I'm going to the Yankees Dodgers game in LA.
Oh, nice. At Dodger Stadium.
At Dodger Stadium.
When is that?
It's June 1st through the 4th, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going on Saturday, the 3rd.
Okay. Not to upstage you, I was still trying to get to the daggone Roland Garros, but I don't think the funds are going to allow that trip. We'll see.
Well, listen, we'll play Mega Millions. I mean... Well, you never know. God might be smiling on us one day.
What's your favorite numbers in the chat?
Play your number. Give us your number. But yeah, I think we do that, and you know, as we keep getting sponsors and everything, at the end of like basically at our year mark each year, we can do our fan of the year, and you know, what I mean, make that into something. So
yeah, and we'll have them tell their story,
yeah,
their fandom story, and let the fans vote.
Yes,
who the fan is.
Yes,
right.
Yes, that was. I think if we, you know, maybe come up with my top 5, Rose's top 5, and we put it to a vote like we've been doing.
Like I'd vote for myself all the time.
We have to take ourselves out of this. You guys hear enough from us. But yeah, I think that would be pretty good. I was thinking about it literally in the shower where all my good ideas come. So
I think this is a really good time to talk about this special segment that we have planned.
Yes. Go ahead, get into it.
Okay, so this is, if you think about sports debates, if you think about what two people are debated the most in current times, right? And it's hands down MJ versus LeBron. Josh and I will go back and forth on it. I am, and I know I'm going to get heat for this, and I don't care. I don't like MJ. I think he's the GOAT. I personally don't like him, and neither do most of his former teammates. But we could save that for later. I am going to take the LeBron position. Josh is going to take MJ. We're dedicating a special segment, about 20 minutes to it, and just like any real and formal debate, we have to decide what 3 points we're going to base our debates off of and agree on what those definitions are. For instance, if I say we're going to talk about defense, we have to establish what the baseline definition of what a good defensive player is.
Yeah.
And so we want you guys to be a part of it. And so what we're going to do is we will put out, these are the topics, or these are the 3 points, or these are what we want you to choose from. What 3 points should we have this debate based off of that determines what the GOAT is? And I'm going to take LeBron's position. Josh is going to take MJ. We're going to have the fans decide based on our debate who won.
Oh, no, that's not good. Because I'll give up somewhere in there.
You better not.
You know what?
You're working with the easiest subject. I mean, when you have the GOAT, and if you still lose, I'm gonna clown.
Yeah. Hey, listen. If you beat me, first off, she's going to bring it. I want everyone to know that. So she's not gonna lay down. Yeah.
To nobody.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see what that's going to look like.
If you've seen the TLC special, I'm left eye, and I won't let anybody pebbles me.
I hate you so much. Oh my goodness! But Ro, the number one story from this past weekend was not the Masters. It was a Mr. Odell Beckham Jr. got a 1 year, $18 million. How much guaranteed, Ro?
$15 million is guaranteed. The contract is worth up to $18 million. Of course, that 3 is based on incentives and how far they get. You know how you look at something and you're like, is this an NFL fake meme? And then I kept on looking and looking and looking. I'm like, hold on now. Oh no, this is real. And then I saw the 18 mil number. I'm like, okay, his contract is worth up to 18 million.
Yeah,
so that can mean that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what's the guarantee? And I was waiting for that number. Then I see it. 15 million. Mind you, Lamar Jackson has still not signed off on his franchise tender, which is $32.8 million. And so let's put this into perspective. Odell Beckham Jr., who's had a torn ACL twice, causes a lot of noise, isn't exactly great for locker rooms. Yes, he has a ring. He is a Super Bowl winning champion, and he is phenomenally talented. Now, when I have Lamar Jackson and I'm over here given this quarterback market, first of all, and then to give Odell Beckham Jr. 15 mil guaranteed, and this man who potentially could be one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game, is on the fence, and they're not paying him. He is free to negotiate with other teams. What's strange to me is there have been no takers. So that's a whole nother thing, but I am disgusted with this Odell contract. Listen, good for him, okay? I do not think the juice is worth the squeeze, and sure as hell not worth $15 million guaranteed for 1 year, Josh.
Look, I mean, man, as you said, 2 blown ACLs. Now, granted, his last appearance was an impactful appearance. We've talked about it on this show, and we've talked about it off air. Do the Rams win that Super Bowl versus the Bengals if Odell is not there? He did have a touchdown in the game, made a few really big catches before succumbing to his injury. I don't think any of us saw the Ravens coming. That was, I think, the biggest surprise. The money, he is still a name. He's still Very, very talented, but that's a big guarantee number. It's a big number.
This is the annoying part. And then, Georgie, I want your thoughts on it. What was really pissing me off about the whole Odell thing is I was calling him a pick-me shot, because I'm going to tell you why. Anytime there was a rumor that he was going to any team, and most recently the Jets, there would be somebody on the team that would tweet like something that's really tongue-in-cheek, look, it's 11-11, would kind of like throw it out there, and then Odell would reply like within a couple minutes with the eyes emoji and like, yeah, and he'd retweet edits. So this has happened with the Jets, this has happened with the Giants, this has happened with the Packers.
I was about to say the Packers.
So with Buffalo,
yes,
with Dallas,
definitely with Buffalo, with Dallas.
So the fact that he went to and he plays it up. See, that's the part. Like, he fuels every rumor because he wants to be popular. And so Baltimore, I didn't see coming, and I don't think it's going to be an incentive for Lamar at all. In fact, if I were Lamar, I'd get under my skin. I'd be like, is you crazy? But that's how I feel about it. Georgie, what are your thoughts on this?
So I just gathered my thoughts. I Googled OBJ, or I typed it in on Twitter, and it popped up that him and Lamar were celebrating last night, wasting no time at a club.
That's good.
So yeah. Okay, so I think
was it a straight club?
So you got Lamar right there. You got OBJ right there. They are feeling themselves. All right. Actually, Lamar, he doesn't look too happy.
That is exactly the picture of Lamar I would think to find at a club.
He's like, OBJ, man.
All right. I guess maybe.
OBJ's like, hey, get this man another bottle. He needs another bottle. And Lamar's like, dude,
I don't want to be here.
I just want to be traded. Did you not hear I wanted to be traded? What are you doing?
So
I don't want to be here.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's really good. No, I didn't see that. That's
or maybe Odell took him to a gay bar.
That was a big gay bar.
No footage. From
literally.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I kid. I keyed.
I keyed. Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
There's
what
this
you got?
funny
what
ass
you got?
meme right here. It's OBJ after Tyler Huntley throws his 5th interception of the game.
Screw the money. I don't want your money. Oh my God. This man's trying to get me killed. I got kids.
Did you see the meme that I posted last night?
Which one?
About OBJ's dad getting footage on Tyler.
It's like, all right.
Oh my goodness. He's trying to make the highlight tape, trying to make it make sense. The low lights, the Tyler Huntley low lights.
Him and Eric Apple's mama need to get together and like start a coalition or something.
Yeah, OBJ's dad. Anytime we know your dad by first name, well, obviously he's a junior, but anytime we know your dad and know your dad's face, it's probably not for the best.
And we know, and if we all know that your mama sent the NFL a strongly worded email to leave your son alone.
Also, not for the best.
Yeah.
Not for the best at all. Moving on into Masters coverage. The Masters, the first major of the golf world, was this weekend. Got some news. First off, Jon Rahm came back over George and I's pick, Brooks Koepka.
Yeah.
Jon Rahm was down, I think, like, I didn't even really know because that Sunday was so broken up.
I had Morikawa winning it.
Hey, he hung around. He kind of hung around at the end. I think he didn't put himself in a big enough position, but he was able to be around on Sunday. That's all you can ask.
I had him winning. Can we talk about what a pimp George couple still is?
Fred?
No, Fred Couples.
Fred Couples. Yeah. He's still such a pimp to me. He's a zaddy. Like,
really?
At 70 years old, he's still got that. I mean, like everything hurts, but the fact that he is still going up and down them hills in Augusta and it's humid and the grass is wet.
And
everyone's talking about like, oh, Tiger Woods, I feel bad for him. Poor knee. This dude's 70 years old, man. He made it all the way to Sunday.
He's like, your knee hurts? Fuck out of here. So does mine.
My hair hurts at this point. Fred Couples is pulling youngins.
Listen, Fred Couples is a silver fox. I mean,
To this day, George, I still to this day do not know what makes a man attractive because Fred Couples looks
I
like
didn't say he was attractive. I said he had that thing to him, and we've talked about this.
he looks like the corniest man in the history of life.
He probably is. But the fact that he still is around and doing it
Okay.
on
It
a
gives him some
stage like
juice.
that.
Okay.
Listen, I play like mini golf. I'm like, damn, am I back? Like,
Okay. All right. I didn't see it coming, but
yeah, but I had Marikawa winning. But when I tuned in before Rahm took over, Rahm was, I think he was 4 strokes behind.
yeah, no,
Like literally, I turned it off and on, and I'm like, what happened?
Brooks Koepka was a wire-to-wire winner. George and I were counting our money. That's how far this man was ahead.
Yeah,
but
it's the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
I think. Well, look. No, I'll say this. I think really what happened, George. Truthfully, we have to blame. Jesus, because all the rain.
No,
The rain messed us up, and I think that's what did it. Because if this would have played out normal, they wouldn't have caught
How
him.
about Jesus was punishing you degenerates for gambling on the
On
the Lord's day?
On Easter.
No, I put that bid in on Wednesday.
That
motherfucker.
we did too.
Listen,
That
I
was before. That was
respected
before. It was during Holy
you.
Week.
I respected Jesus enough to put it in on Wednesday.
We didn't do it on Good Friday. This was before the tournament
You
began.
lost on Sunday. Is the point?
To a Spaniard.
Oh.
There's he's so religious. Like, it just made sense. Like, these Catholic Spanish people, bro, I'm like, whatever. But it was tough to swallow. I spent the time in the morning editing a clip on my phone, which I was like, let me try out CapCut. Took me way longer than if I would have just popped it on my laptop, but I made a clip saying, this is why you got to follow the American fan, right? Yeah. Because I give out fucking winners and
Wieners.
And
it was tough. I'll never do that again. And what my uncle said to me, because he's the other degen in the family, he's like, gee, you didn't hedge it? I'm like, you want me to put $400 down on Jon Rahm in a fucking hope that I can make up my money? I'm not hedging $400.
I never see like I've never been a hedge person. I've almost never done it. I've done it in the Final Four just because I don't have as much to deal with.
I'm going to tell you what a great guy Gabe is. So Gabe is an occasional guest co-host. Let me tell you what a good guy Gabe is. I remember this was 2 football seasons ago, and I had because Gabe doesn't like parlays. He'd rather light his money on fire. I had a 5-leg parlay, and I lost on the 5th fucking leg, but I put $1,000 on that parlay. I would have listened if I hit. It would have been a nice payday. And I literally, there was like 5 minutes left to the game. Or no, there was 1 quarter left to the game. And like, I'm texting Gabe. I'm like, I got cocky because a week before I had an 8-leg parlay. And he was like, yeah, I'll hedge it for you right now. Like, that's what a nice guy he is.
I'm still stuck on the fact that we have a woman in studio that dropped a G-boat on a 5-leg, not even like 2.
Yeah.
She went all the way.
Hey.
She was balls to the wall.
I got cocky because the week before I hit an 8-leg parlay.
Oh my goodness.
So I threw $50. That 8-leg parlay got me almost $7,000.
Yeah.
So you were like,
okay. So you were playing with house money.
So I was playing with house money.
Okay.
That wasn't Mikey's like lunch money.
Jesus.
No,
that's what I was like. Oh my god.
No,
that's my dream.
Okay.
That wasn't Mikey's lunch money.
Okay.
So I took a G, and I took all the underdogs the following week. 4 out of 5 hit.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're serious.
Yeah, you were feeling exactly how I was feeling up until about noon yesterday. And I was like,
The second it was like one stroke, I was like, yo, pull it together, Koepka.
the second it was the best weather all weekend. Everyone else is playing amazing, and Koepka's hitting it to the fucking opposite fairway. I'm like,
You know what? So can we talk about Tiger for a second?
We have to.
And again, I'm not. This isn't right now. I'm not here for any anything else except the sport. I want to see Tiger win a major so bad. And like the thing about it is if Tiger hypothetically wins the Masters, that's the fairy tale of all fairy tales in sports, if you ask me.
I think watching it now, the Masters, even though he knows it better than, outside of, VJ or one of the older guys that won like him, outside of that, I don't see him winning that one again because the weather, it's cold, it's way too hilly. I think the only major he really wins, truthfully, is a British.
Well, I mean, 15 surgeries,
flat.
but 15 surgeries will do that to you. So
15 surgeries do that to anybody.
So it's like he is still there, but so when he withdrew, you could tell he was off. I think. Like,
look, I'll say when it was warm and he was sweating, because I was like, is he sweating or did he like douse himself in water? And they're like, it's 84 with 73% humidity. I was like, oh, okay, it's hot out there.
Yeah.
When he was playing really well, he's driving. I said to myself over the weekend, if Tiger would have had this equipment in his prime, Tiger would have 25 majors right now. Like, Tiger used to be so amazing. He would spray the ball, like you were saying, Koepka, all the way in, no man's land.
Yep.
And then Harry Houdini it onto the green over and over again.
So let me ask you guys something. Do you think Tiger will win another major in his career?
Yeah, like without a doubt.
I think so.
Because it's not, it's all mental. And I think his mental fortitude will be the deciding factor. Like, he's just so different. And
yeah.
But I think he knows too. Like, he'll know early on in a week if it's something that's like possible. And I do think he treats it like he's load managing, the rest of the weekend if he knows his body's not fully there. You know what I mean? So we're not seeing extreme comebacks if he's 10 strokes back.
I am a proponent of
mails
giving
it in.
him Ambien and hookers again.
Let's do it. Bring him back to
If
Vegas.
it brings him back to the promised land, I will supply both.
You just got to come back to Vegas more often, Tiger. Come on, bro.
Oh.
I will happily supply both. Not my services.
Not your services.
No. Let's be very clear. But I'll be happy to find
Tiger Woods. You would.
No.
I'd be a little upset if you didn't.
Wait a minute.
Consider
Hold on.
Tiger Woods.
Wait. No, wait. I just have to see where we're at. Okay. So I'm trying to remember the woman. We didn't even talk about this on the show where he daggone got his ex-girlfriend out the house by saying they was going on vacation. She got to the tarmac. It was like, you're locked out of the house. Didn't hear that?
Wait, what?
This was news. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry. That's my fault because I never put it on the show flow. Yes, I'm blanking on her name right now, but the woman that he had been dating for like the last 5 years, that was, the one
that sued him. You're talking about Tiger.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she sued him for $30 million.
Yeah, well, because he said that she said that he owed her that he had said that he was going to give her that money. So I'm like,
girl, bye.
So Ro, for 30 M's. You're not gonna just let it happen?
I'm not gonna fuck for money, okay?
No, not that.
If it's you're saying like okay, in his heyday,
yeah,
I mean,
sexy Tiger, 2007,
like saber-toothed Tiger Woods, yes.
Oh yeah, dude, he was saber-toothed.
Oh my God.
Yes, in his head.
All right, okay, stop.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. I've never in my life heard any person, let alone a woman, call him saber-tooth Tiger. There's levels to tigers.
There are. It's like the different Elvises. Elvis was a hot piece of ass towards the end. As
he was just a piece of ass.
Listen, I don't know if you've ever saw the Elvis movie, but the ending scene, even though he was fat and sweaty, Elvis, the way he belted out Unchained Melody will forever have me. So, like, there's a part of me that, would I get fat Elvis? No, because he'd kill me. But, yeah, so there are phases of Elvis.
I hate you so very
Or I'd kill him, actually.
yeah, you probably get him.
I'd kill him.
Oh, my God.
And, but saber-tooth Tiger Woods, he could get it, yes.
Okay.
Current Tiger.
With a bad hip and no kneecap?
I would end his career.
Okay, so this is more for self-preservation of Tiger Woods. It's not.
You want to see him win another.
I'm doing it for the sport.
I gotta get off. I'm done. Okay. All right. Moving on to combat sports. We had a great weekend of combat sports. Apparently, the fourth time is the charm for Israel Adesanya, not brutally knocking out Alex Peirara.
And that's what made it so gratifying and so satisfying to watch. Not only that, with the bow and arrow at the end, right? But it was such a brutal knockout. And I like with the John Jones fight, right? It was so anticlimactic.
That was the word I was going to use. It's pretty good. Yeah.
And do you know what niche means? They want to kill everybody.
The things that
no, but it was so.
know.
But I was just saying, like with the John Jones fight, it was just so. It's like, fine. But with this, it was just so. It was satisfying to watch.
Yeah. George, what do you think about the end of the fight?
I thought it was like poetic justice. I think it's. I immediately texted the Fight Junkies group chat, which if you like MMA news solely, they do fight recaps live every Monday and Thursday. Follow Fight Junkies. But I texted in that group chat immediately. I was like, this gave Vince McMahon such a boner, and this solidifies Adesanya being on WrestleMania next year in some capacity.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I've heard rumors that they're not going to like cross-pollinate, but
they're going. I think. Yeah, you're right.
This
I think
right here is exactly like a WWE storyline.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
With the signature move against your opponent using his move, that is all like.
Yeah. Script.
It is. You couldn't write a better script, right?
It was. Look, I thought it was beautiful. Especially for him to lose it. George, you talk about the GOAT debate and different things. Adesanya, he needed this win. He didn't need this win to be a Hall of Famer. He's already going to be a Hall of Famer. He's already headlined probably 9 or 10 cards at this point. But he needed this win because if he lost to this man again, I don't know if he was going to be able to reclaim that mountain. Even, because say Alex lost to someone and then Adesanya got the belt back, it wouldn't be as gratifying as what that was.
Correct.
So that moment for him, I feel like it changed everything. Also, during UFC 287, Jorge Masvidal called it a career after 20 years.
Boy, bye. Don't let the door hit you.
We thought it was, look, Ro. So I'm going to tell you exactly how this conversation goes. I didn't even get a chance to text Ro back. I was mid-text. Ro goes, "Oh, this is so beautiful. I'm so happy for him. This is sad." And then 2 seconds into it, when Ro realizes that Masvidal is a Trumper and a huge Republican, she's like, "I don't care. Oh, he can go."
No. I don't care that he's a Republican.
Okay.
Let's get something very, very, very fucking clear.
That's my fault.
I do not care that he's a Republican. The fact that he's like, "Let's go, Brandon." You can go fucking scratch. Nobody wants to see you again. Goodbye.
And this is what happened to me in real time. Like literally, I was like, yeah, I was literally like, I had to like do a space because this was my first initial thought.
It wasn't exactly like poetic. I wasn't like, I was like, good for him. He's like, this is nice.
Yeah.
And then I turned into the Harden meme. Boy, bye.
Oh man, but I didn't even think about it. Jorge Masvidal had like a pretty just quiet career until Ben Askren. The Ben Askren knee, he parlayed that from being a kind of just middle of the road tier guy to having a liquor, to having now a fight promotion, and then also with the BMF title, like.
Don't care.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of he was in the game for 20 years to have like literally a 3-year run to make your life, to set your life up, to even be able to do it.
Congrats.
Congrats to him.
Congrats.
Apparently not. Let's go, Brandon. George, what do you think? What do you think about Jorge Masvidal?
I love him. We kind of like look alike if I was to get my hair braided.
And become a racist.
He's okay. So with that whole, Latinos, especially Latinos from Miami, are the most Republican.
No, Cubans from Miami.
Correct.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Like they just die by the American flag more than Texans, I would say. And that's
No. He's right, because there is such a adverse reaction to communism in Cuba, so that anything that's considered democratic to them is almost communist.
Yeah.
So that's why they are such ardent.
Dude, hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never looked at it in that way. Looked at it that way. That's
Florida
interesting.
will forever.
Why do you have glitter in your hair?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I meant to say something about that
Justification.
earlier. No, I got it. Because I had to talk.
All right,
to
Sparkles, what's going on?
I had to talk to Mom about this morning. So yes, I ran the children's play at the church on Sunday, and so a few of the girls were angels, because we did basically Jesus left the tomb and all that kind of stuff, and so angels. So I had to put on angel wings, and I'm getting them on and getting them ready, and right before we go back into the sanctuary, one of the ladies is like, "Well, you got glitter all in your hair," and literally we're brushing.
I'm just happy that that's the reason. I'm
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't for Jesus.
It wasn't a girl named Angel. That
it was
did
for
that.
Jesus.
It was an angelic angel. Is what happened. But Shakur Stevenson also, he went up in weight class this weekend, and he put on a masterclass 6-round TKO. The ref had to step in and just was like, "Yeah, that's it." And it wasn't even he didn't even hit him hard in that moment. He had knocked the guy down twice already.
This is how I feel about it. I feel like if you've gotten knocked out at a certain weight class, that's where you stay.
If you've been knocked out?
Yeah.
Well, Shakur's never been knocked out.
I thought he has been knocked out.
No, he's undefeated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking about? Oh, then I don't care. Yeah, then good for him.
Here it is right here. Yeah, no. Shakur Stevenson
Who
is...
am I thinking about?
I don't know.
Somebody that went up in a weight class, and I remember just having a whole thing about it. If you've been knocked out...
Then why are you going up?
Why are you
don't
going
go
up? No. Then, yeah, I mean, good for him.
No. He's undefeated. He basically is... He's really starting to get more of the Mayweather look to him as he continues to progress. I love him. He's a young guy. He's 25. He seems very likable.
He's a good-looking kid, too.
Yeah, I mean, he seems very likable. So congrats to him on another win. Good top-ranked card. Top Rank keeps giving us free boxing. I still love it.
I love that.
High level, high level boxing that we're not having to pay for. So I appreciate that as well. So shout out to Bob Arum, who is a very, very nice gentleman. What do you think about Bob Arum?
I mean, listen, I think if you think about boxing, he's to me, you can't, there are just certain people that are part of the sport that may not participate in the sport that make the sport. To me, Bob Arum is the sport.
Yeah. Look, as much as we talk about Don King and Only in America and all that kind of stuff, I didn't realize how much Bob Arum did in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know until I was much older. I knew who he was, but I didn't know, because he wasn't that big,
And he did a lot, because he wasn't a showman, right?
Yes.
He wasn't a showman. What I do love about Bob Arum also, he's done things for a lot of fighters and their families that nobody knows.
That go unspoken.
And he doesn't ever want recognition for it. Fighters have spoken about it publicly. He will not. I love people like that.
Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it.
That's character.
That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
That's right. Switching gears over to the NBA, Steph Curry gets $75 million in Under Armour preferred stock as he becomes the president of the Curry brand. Is he worth even more, you think?
No.
That's the right number. That's solid.
That's a great number.
That's a heck of a number, especially because people ain't rocking Currys like they were when he first got hot.
And Under Armour, I'm sorry, Under Armour isn't cool. It's just, for me, it is not.
Yeah.
And so I think Under Armour is going through a midlife crisis. Yeah. So with this deal with Steph, and Steph deserves every penny of it. Not more than that, because they are not Nike. They will not be Nike. If The Rock couldn't make you cool, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I love Steph. Anything that happens for him, cool. Under Armour though, but good for him though, because they're not going to expect much. Here's the thing: they're going to try to be Nike, like a lot of brands are. You know, it's not going to happen. It's just that shining moment has come and gone, right?
Yeah. Well, look. Remember, they threatened Nike for a moment there. For a moment, there was a moment where it was like they started to look. You know, Nike still owns 80-90% of the segment.
It was
you know
right. It was right before The Rock became involved, and he helped it.
Yeah.
They were right on the precipice, right? And then some political shit happened.
That's right.
That took away their shine, you know. So it wasn't.
Well, and they stopped making sexy shoes. Like the shoes looked like there was a moment where everyone was buying clunky stuff, and they was clunky, so they blended in, and then everybody else was like, we ain't doing clunky stuff no more.
Well, a lot
they
of
kept making clunky shoes.
A lot of golfers would wear like their version of the Under Armour version of Dry Fit, and I used to like that stuff when I worked out.
Yes.
They have like that dry wicking material that I really, really like.
Yeah.
But everything became ugly.
Yeah.
And so listen, but good for Steph. I don't know if he's going to make the brand any cooler than it is.
Yeah, he's already the brand now. I can't name other underarm athletes. I mean, Jordan Spieth is one. Tom Brady was one. Okay.
Was he?
Oh, yeah, Tom Brady.
You see, I don't even.
Yeah.
But that's how, like,
Yeah.
Even with Tom Brady, I wouldn't pay attention.
But see, Tom Brady, like, think about if you ever seen Tom Brady in a cool Under Armour commercial. Not many. He had, you know what? I'll tell you the commercial that.
I'm trying to think of
I'll tell you the commercial that you do know. The one where he was, he like wrote a letter to a kid where he was like, the kid wanted to be Tom Brady. He was like, no, don't be the next Tom Brady.
No.
Be the next you.
No.
Oh, it was a good commercial. That was a good one. But that's it. That's all I got.
It's selective memory, probably. I don't like. If I'm not turned on by it in any way, I won't remember it.
You watch it. It's gone.
I won't remember
it. It's flushed. Also, Rose, Steven Adams, it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season with his PCL injury. It doesn't look like he's going to be coming back in time for the playoffs. I'll ask both of you, do you think that the Grizzlies have a chance to really do something in the playoffs without Steven Adams?
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't think that they're going to fucking win.
Yeah. But can they advance a few rounds? Possibly.
I think they can potentially have a couple good games.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't think that they're advancing.
Yeah. What about you, George?
I think this is a catastrophic loss for a team that needs a little veteran leadership on the court. He's played in a lot of big games. Like
yes.
Steven Adams is like, even back in those OKC days when he was like, you know, the first version of him, there's been like 5 versions of Steven Adams that we've seen. And he's only like, he's not even 30 years old yet, I don't think. I think he's like 29.
Okay.
Which is like crazy to think. But
that is.
These dudes be in the league a long time now.
Isn't me really quick, or does KD look like he's aged 30 years?
Oh, of course.
So old.
But look, if you're not putting on lotion and you're not brushing your hair, your body will start breaking down on you. You're like, oh, okay. I'm being honest.
Kids, if you don't brush your hair, your body will start breaking
straight up.
down.
Like literally, the man went bald because his hair gave up. His hair just was like, well, we gonna go on strike then if you ain't gonna brush us. His hair hasn't seen grease since '88. Like, what the heck you want from me right now?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like,
Okay.
Boy, anyway, sorry,
Go,
George.
sorry, George.
Go for it.
No, that's it right there, right? The Grizzlies, like you said, Ro, they're not going to be a team that I'm expecting to make a finals push. But this gives it the remnants of you might get bounced the first round.
Possibly.
Right? Like,
possibly.
Yeah.
The game changes. I can't wait to start betting basketball now that it's serious. And that's my take.
Yeah. So for me, I think, listen, they were the 2 seed without him. He hasn't been around since January, but we talk about it all the time. There's something different about playoffs. And I think also if your tough guy is Dylan Brooks, who I coached, you in trouble. So they're going to miss his edge because Steven Adams doesn't have to say or do anything and people leave jaw alone. They don't, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things that the enforcer can do on the floor to protect your star. And those are the kind of things that I feel like they're going to miss the most. Not because it's not like Steven Adams going to go out there and give you 25.
There's always an indicator of how you're going to do based on when you hit your stride. With the Lakers, with the Brooklyn Nets, I had them both out, okay? And I had teams like the Dallas Mavericks weigh in.
Seriously.
And so when you hit a stride that's good or bad at a certain time, then the writing's on the wall. I don't think anybody's scared of the Grizzlies.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how they end up. But the NBA is investigating the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks, for potentially resting starters in their final game.
Not potentially. They did.
Yeah. Everybody go ahead and shut it down. Go ahead and shut it down.
They did.
We trying to get Wemby. And now the Mavericks fear Luka could want out after just 1 year into his 5-year, $215 Supermax deal.
Luka has been so mentally out of this. It's like, when you're dating somebody and you wake up one day and you realize you don't like them anymore. There's nothing about them that turns you on. Everything they fucking do gets on your nerves. Like the way they eat, the way they breathe, the way they look, like everything just fucking annoys you. That's Luka. Luka's been done. And then, and I'm going to tell you when the disenchantment started with Kyrie coming on.
Yeah, I think he's been checked out since the trade deadline. Probably since right before it.
And yeah, they actually, one of the reporters asked Luka, how do you feel about resting starters? He goes, I'm not a fan of it. And he was pissed.
I mean, look.
First of all, it's Mark Cuban that has egg on his face. Period.
Yeah, look, because to get Kyrie, who has an opt-out, which he will more than likely,
and he said he's going to test free agency. Like,
so you nuke your team, you tear down the fabric of what was there to bring on a guy that may or may not want to be there, and then he bounces. What are you going to do?
If I'm Luka, I'm so mad. I'm so mad at Mark Cuban. Like, why would you do this to our family? And you know who looks even worse than Mark Cuban? It's Kyrie Irving, because now you're just a problem. Now you're not happy anywhere you go. And now nobody wants you. James Harden, Ben Simmons, Kyrie, Russell Westbrook, they are in a really precarious position because they are so close to having all their achievements not even be the focal point of when their name comes up. It's, gosh, nobody wants to deal with you.
One thing I will say about Russ out of that group, Russ out of everyone, and James kind of to a degree this year, they've kind of been quiet and they've just gone and played. Now, whether things shake out.
Did you see Russell Westbrook flip LeBron off?
I didn't.
He did a full.
Really? But okay. So
childish ass.
But when you think about it, when everyone always talks about LeBron and what a great teammate, and all, there's a lot of stuff that people do not understand and do not really get what goes into playing with LeBron.
Some people some of his former teammates love him. Some don't even want to talk about it.
Some Mario Chalmers throwing daggers. Listen, and these are people that won rings with you. So I always say,
like MJ, see, here's the thing. If almost none of your former teammates like you, it's like if you are the problematic person in a friend group and you have beef with everybody.
It's you.
At what point are you like, I am the common denominator in this bitch? Okay? That's why I don't like MJ. And also, when he ratted everybody out.
Who ratted everybody out?
Excuse me. With his little special or whatever.
Oh, I was there. Enshrinement? That wasn't a rat session.
It was such a rat session.
Hold on.
What he did with Dennis Rodman, what he did with Horace Grant. Get the fuck out of here. He is such a rat.
Hold on. See, you say rat. Now you know better than the
call. No, and you know that holds. I know that water
that's a real word.
You ratted people out. You're a rat.
So okay, So what Jordan said in the enshrinement was, what added fuel to his fire? So he was basically like, and honestly, I'll tell you this. There were a lot of people at the Hall of Fame, like when I was there, that did not like his speech. But for anyone that's a Jordan fan, like for me, I was in there fanning out because there was a lot of stories that I did know, but there was a lot of stories that I didn't know in terms of like someone like
no,
him
you're like Dan Marino fans. Like you can't say anything negative about them.
No.
They just can't. Like,
hold on.
He's not likable.
Hold on. I was a ball boy where Jordan came through the back and was like, where the hose at? And this when he was with Juanita, I was 12. So I've been shown Michael Jordan's face directly from way back. So no, I'm not disillusioned about who he might or might not be.
His former teammates don't like him. I mean, see, I think like when he does things like make huge donations to Make-A-Wish, which was, he is like the singular largest one-time donor. I think he gave him $10 million. Mm-hmm. There is a likability factor. He does it to try to be more likable. He is not likable.
Well, no, but Michael does a lot of stuff quietly that people never know.
I don't like him.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's donated millions and millions to children in Chicago.
Can I tell you, like really quick, I will tell you what I did love. And I actually got a really big giggle out of this. Okay. There's a meme, and it's not accurate, but okay. It's him laughing with Scottie Pippen and just, I mean, that in itself could be fiction, right? Because I've never seen them happy together.
Oh my gosh.
So, and the meme said, and it's Scottie, and he's like, did you hear LeBron say that he's gotten this many points in every game 7 and he'd wipe the floor with you? And then MJ goes, what's a game 7?
We talked about it. He only went to 3?
3.
His whole career?
3. Against the hardest teams to ever be formed in the name of the sport. You had the 80s and 90s Knicks. You had the Detroit. The 3 finals he went. The 3 game 7s were, what is it? It was New York.
89, 90 Pistons.
Yes.
I can't remember which New York year. Oh, no, it was 93. 93
yep.
New York, because that was when they were down. That was the whole gambling in Atlantic
yep.
City fiasco. And then 98 against the Pacers.
Against the Pacers, yeah.
So, I mean, Hall of Famers in all of those games. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was against tough teams, but yeah, 3 game 7s his whole career. LeBron been to at least 2 in half his half his run. Anyway.
Okay.
So
we digress.
That's for a few weeks. But before we get out on the NBA, we're squaring up with teammates now. George, Rudy Gobert squares up with Slow-Mo, Kyle Anderson, and now, right as we started the show, we found out that, well, this is actually the other one. Bones Highland and Mason Plumlee getting into a little kerfuffle on the bench. And both of these were winning games. The Clippers won their game, and the Timberwolves won their game.
It was a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was kerfuffle. I love that word ever since that guy.
I like tussle.
Tussle, you like tussle?
I like tussle.
But Rudy Gobert got suspended for the play-in game.
Yeah.
This is versus your team.
I
it's
know,
Minnesota.
I'm happy. So I'm happy.
Now
I'm happy because it's against the Lakers. And I hate Minnesota. I hate the state of Minnesota.
No, remember, that's me. I want to play the team at their weakest moment. You're like, I want your best. Give me your best.
The Lakers barely fucking made it. I'll take it.
George, I'm bringing her out. I'm bringing her out little by little.
The Lakers barely fucking made it.
You'll take whatever grace you got.
At this point right now, but I'm not going to say we beat everybody at their fucking best.
I know the truth. I know the truth, right?
Oh, don't you remember what the Eagles did to the Giants when they were playing for the playoff game? Like all the water stopped in their hotel. I'm like,
oh yeah, that's crazy.
You dirty fucking pigs.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like that is that's the kind of stuff where but you can't ever say, well, you know what, we were really off. We didn't have hot water. We didn't have water most of the day. I don't know what to tell you. But so congrats to the Eagles.
I'll clip that, George.
But with the with Rudy Gobert, I like Rudy Gobert. By the way, I'm a Rudy Gobert fan. I think his story is a great one too. But listen, the Lakers barely. I didn't think they were gonna. On record, I said the Lakers are not gonna make the play-in. Okay, many times. I can't believe that they did. So,
well, look, and are you guys 7 or are you guys 8?
Or 8?
Okay.
No, we're 7.
Okay. So you guys have two. You guys have 2 chances. You have 2 chances to make the playoffs. Then, so if you don't win this first game, you still have a chance to make the 8th seed. So we'll see what ends up happening. Switching gears over to Major League Baseball, offense is way up, huge. You were talking about the Tampa Bay Rays a little bit before we got on air.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think has offense so up? What do you think the reason is?
I mean, I think it's the new rules.
It's that simple?
Yeah.
First 75 Major League Baseball games in 2022, 635 runs, 734 singles, 152 homers, 55 steals.
The fucking pitchers don't have time to scratch their nuts.
The first 79 games of 2023, almost 100 more runs, over 120 more singles, 40 more homers, and double the steals.
What's the
in 1 year?
It's the pitch clock.
Yeah.
These pitchers are like, they're like, it's like that. Is it? God, I forgot who it was in that meme where he's just like sweating bullets. Like these pitchers, if they have to scratch their asshole, they can't. They like, and they have to fire these balls off so quick, and they're under pressure. This is what like, and they're not focusing. They're not taking their time. They're not having multiple conversations with the catchers. Okay, and of course, the offensive play in baseball is up. I mean, it's.
I will say one thing about the pitch clock too. Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer kind of started showcasing how you can still be an intimidating pitcher utilizing the pitch clock and everything. Now I meant to clip that for George as well, but basically like he came set at a certain moment and then he didn't move, like he was ready, and he essentially forced the batter to take his one time out that he had. And
I'm not saying that they can't be forceful pitchers,
yeah,
but that's the reason.
Oh no, it's definitely going to affect the offense, but it was interesting just to see how you could still manipulate as a really good pitcher if you're thinking it.
I don't even.
I'll show it to you. It was interesting.
No. I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the new rules.
No. Listen, I hate it as well. I hate it, but it was. I did like to see like, oh, okay, like you can still play mind games with the other side.
I'd love to watch it actually.
Yeah. It was really interesting because the guy broke down what was happening, and I was like, oh, okay.
You know what I'm a big fan of, which you don't see anymore? Players charging the mound and like bench.
I miss it.
I miss those baseball days. They used to beat the shit out of each other, and the benches get cleared. Oh.
Now everybody clears benches and they hug and high five and ask how your mother is.
And they tear wires off from underneath their uniforms. They huddle around like the Astros.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of speaking of pitch clock, Shohei Ohtani becomes the first player with violations on the mound,
both sides,
and in the box in the same game, bro.
Yeah,
the same game. George, can you please roll that beautiful bean footage?
Give me 2 seconds.
Of Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
That was on Instagram, yeah.
Yes.
They blocked?
No, they didn't. They didn't block my good clip.
Message is unavailable.
Oh, come on.
It's okay. Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, that's just not right. That's not right. It was a good clip, too. And the other clip was great. So you don't have the Andrew McCutchen clip either?
Nah, man.
Oh, come on. Come on, Instagram.
Yo, killing me with this.
No, because it was so okay. So anyway, it showed both. But Andrew McCutchen, his first game back in Pittsburgh, had this huge. They gave him this huge standing ovation. It was real emotional. It was like a minute long.
Shitsburg.
And yeah, but I know you're a proponent of always giving someone their flowers.
Always.
And he was the man in Pittsburgh for many, many years. Former MVP, 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, and a Gold Glove winner. Yeah, this is that. Well, you got that. That one you got.
I can find him.
Go ahead. Give us the sound on that. But it just keeps going.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. But honestly, we talk about the American fan. We talk about, being a fan. This is fandom. This is fandom, I think. Yeah, this is fandom at its best. You know what I'm saying? Like when you can actually appreciate what a player gave, because even though they never won a World Series, they didn't even get to one. He was the heart and soul of many.
Oh man,
many,
I'm getting chills.
Yeah, like it went for a minute. I didn't even give George the whole clip when I cut it. I cut it at 20 seconds.
See, that's okay. I always say sports is so much bigger than the game itself. It's community.
Yeah.
It's all. I don't care what your political belief system is. I don't care what your religious belief system is. If you have one, if you don't, I don't care if you identify as a Dalmatian. If we all root for the same team,
we're here together.
We're here together, and we're forgetting everything else in the world.
Yeah. I'll never understand when two fans from the same fan base fight. Like that still to me, it still cracks me up. I'm
really?
like,
because they're
no,
trash
Redskins
bags.
fans will do it too. I'm like,
they're trash bags too.
Wow. All right, speak on it. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the American Fan 365 podcast. Really excited about everything that's going and growing. We're looking to bring in some sponsors.
Yeah, so we actually would like to reach out to you guys, the ones that have always supported us. We are very particular. We've been asked, we've been approached with possible sponsorships, but we didn't feel like they were the good fit. What we want is people, companies, entities that believe in what we do, that are actual fans of sports. Whether it's coming on, speaking about your organization, whatever that looks like, whatever is meaningful to you is what would be meaningful to us. So we are actively looking for fans that would like to be sponsors. You can DM us at the American Fan 365 on IG. You can reach out, and we'd love to have a conversation with you about it.
That's it. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and take care. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and do all the stuff that George says in the back.
And go sports.
Just do it. Fan.
We'll see you guys.
Short for fanatic is the one who's screaming their lungs out in sub-0 degree temperatures, still believing when the chips are down, and never, ever giving up on their teams or their players. From the closest seat to the worst one, we want to meet you all. This is the American Fan.